Welcome to the Flutter course on building an e-commerce app. Before we even start creating the course, I'll just open up this picture to show you where are we going. What we're trying to do here firstly is to build this UI. But for the first few videos, I'm going to touch on some basic components of Flutter, some basic knowledge you have to have in order to build applications for Flutter. And specifically for this video, the first one, we are going to talk about widgets in a very vague way. And what are those? Widgets are basically, simple put, every component of the UI in Flutter is a widget. Everything you see on the screen is a widget. For example, in this UI we are going to build, you have this app bar here, you have the carousel, you have this image, you have these icons, you have these images in the grid view. They're all widgets. So widgets are just component of the application, right? Okay, today we're going to create our very first application, Flutter application. It's going to be a simple hello world, and we're going to use the center and the text widget, right? If you have Flutter installed or the Flutter package in your Android Studio, you'll have this option. If you don't, just go check my video on how to set up your Flutter environment. Unfortunately, I just made a video for Windows because I know that most of you guys are using Windows. And if you do need to have a video on Mac, I will create another one and upload. Just let me know in the comments below. Okay, if you have everything ready and set up for this, you just come here and hit Start Flutter Project, hit Next. Here we are going to call this project fashion shop, for example, or we're going to call it Flutter ecom of e-commerce, Flutter ecom. Okay, next, finish. This may take a couple time when you're creating the project for the first time, so just wait and give it some time. So guys, here you have it. After the application is created, this is what you're going to get, right? So just hit run, and you can run on iPhone only if you're using Mac. If you're not using Mac, you can have an Android device on your Android Studio. And to do that, you just come here, you just create virtual device, you pick the device you want to create. For example, here is this one. You hit next, and then you're supposed to download one of these systems, which is the system you're going to use. After this is done, you will be able to just start your Android emulator for the Flutter project. I'm not going to download this for now. I'm going to use the iPhone X. But if you are on Windows and you don't have a virtual simulator, you can use this. Or else, if you have a cable, you can connect your real device. It's going to work. And I would encourage you to use a real device if you have the option to. Okay, let's go back to it. I'm not going to try to explain this code now because it would be kind of overwhelming, but I'll just run it to show you guys what is in here. Let me zoom it. I'll just run it and we will see. This may take a couple secs, but it's okay. Okay. Here we have it. So guys, this is what you get. This is your application. Like all of this, what this code does is displayed here. You have a counter. Each time you click here, the number here will change. That's not rocket science, but okay, we don't want this for now. So what are we going to do? We're going to just Command A or Control A on Windows, delete the code. After you do this, you need to open here and you see this folder and delete it. Okay, let's start it from zero. Okay, and the first thing you're going to do when you want to write your Flutter application is to import a package called flutter slash material.dart, and this just allows us to use material design on our applications. And if you don't know what material design is, simple put, material design is a Google design guideline which is it has a set of rules to improve the user interface on your applications and web application, mobile applications. It's just a Google design guideline, and we need to use that the set of instructions of material design on Flutter, or the set of guidelines. Okay, after you import this, we're going to write void main. And if you're coming for backgrounds like C or Dart programming, already know that the main function is like the mother function. That's why the program will start the execution, right? Inside of here, you write run app, and then we are going to write new material app, again making use of the material design. And inside of a widget, this is our first widget, the material app. This is the main widget. Consider this widget has the whole screen. Like this widget will be responsible for the whole screen, and it has a lot of different properties, but for now we'll just focus on home. And for the home, I'm going to use a widget called new center, and inside of the center we're going to use a child. Means the widget we are providing now is supposed to be inside of the center widget. And for the child, we're going to give new text. We are using a text widget, and inside of here I'm going to write hello world. Let's run this. And this is what you have, and boom, you have your very first Flutter app. Okay, it doesn't seem or look very exciting, but still it's an app. So let me go back to the basic structure. First, you have to import the Flutter material.dart for material design. Then, inside of the main function, where the program execution starts, you have a special function, a library function called run app. And inside the run app, we are going to have a widget called new material app, right? Then for the new material app, we are providing a home property, and saying that the home for the app is going to be a widget called center widget. That's why our text here is centered. And inside of the center widget, we are going to provide another widget, a child widget, a text widget, and you have it here, text widget. Okay. Before I finish this, our very first video, let's try to change the home widget here, and we're going to provide a widget called container. Container widget. And again, you're going to write child of the container. You're going to provide the text widget, and we're going to call it hello world 2. Okay, let us run this. And here you see the difference, because we are not using the center widget. The text is no more centered. You see, it's just up here. But here I can give you, we can use different properties. For widget, you can have many multiple properties. I will not just choose a widget and give all of its properties, because it's going to take a long time. I'm going to explain the properties of the widget and the widget as we need them, right? But before I finish the video, I can just show you something called color. And to provide the colors, you just write colors dot, then you choose a color. Let us take white and Control S. Wait a second. Okay, it's done now. You see, I just provided the colors dot white, and the background color just changed. Okay, so this was the very 101 video or class or lecture on Flutter. Okay, and you already have your very first Flutter application, right? For the next video, we're going to talk about a couple more widgets, the basic ones, before we get into the real stuff. Thank you for being here. See you on the next one.